We about to head to San Francisco, you know, catch up with my man Rudy Corpus.
What up, Rudy?
From United Playaz, you know, that's the big homie. I connected with them back in New York. Came over here, showed me love, so we back to show the same love, all right? So
it's gonna be fun.
Catch you at the center.
I got big dreams. I'm about to change the world. Stepping out of this circle, man, I gotta spread like curls. Shooting for change. Our brother got knowledge and a weapon. This ain't just a rap song. Nah, it's like a lesson. My song like a Kendrick. I'm on this beat, I'm inventing. I keep it up, no pretending. The world smashing my rules and intending. The time's right now.
We came out here
like me.
You know that, right?
Don't let anybody stop you. Gotta go home when you got big dreams. I said I got dreams.
That'll be hot in slow-mo. I don't know what I just did.
I said I got dreams. I said I got dreams. Don't mean to sound cocky. Got big dreams. Can't nobody stop me. Got dreams. I said I got dreams.
You know Pacquiao was 49 and 1 on the street, right?
I said I got dreams.
You know what I'm saying? One fight to me.
I said I got dreams. Don't mean to sound cocky. Got big dreams. Can't nobody stop me. Got dreams. I came here to spit fire like Kanye through the wire. See, I will never retire. God, they no liar. I call him Messiah. Truth come around and get ghost like.
Hot dogs, get your chicken hot dogs, get your bacon hot dogs, get your chicken hot dogs, get your cheese hot dogs, Stop. Tastes so good, but you want to suck your mom.
Yeah. Make some noise for them, yeah? That was the best promo.
Some dudes killing the game like Mike Myers. Fist in the air, so I'm ready to inspire. I'm just reading my word, no blunt to get higher. Good music to bump, yo, we need it higher. On my usher flow, standing there, oh my gosh. You were kidnapped from his presence, I'm a star. I know you're broke, trust in the Father.
The neighborhood that you guys are rocking in right now has a 100-year history of Filipinos. There's like 4 different generations now. But this is ground zero in San Francisco for gentrification, because the location that we're in has a lot of development going on. And it's happening all over the world, New York, Chicago, LA. You know, this is the Frisco version. But what's important is to be a stakeholder in your community. Because at one point in my life, I was destroying the neighborhood. And, you know, sometimes they ask me, what is the worst crime I ever did? And I was polluting my community with drugs. And so I'm not on that page no more, but I'm still giving back and serving the community a different way. What's up, Ace? I see you, baby. How you doing? Yeah, I'm doing it in a different way. I'm pushing love, man. The drug that I push is called LOVE, One Love. So, hey, let's get this for the record, though.
Yeah.
That's Amelia right here.
She said that. She said, check out.
That's Amelia. She runs our chapter in the Bronx, in New York.
Shout out to Amelia.
Amelia Frank.
And Kilu's son. Kilu's son from out here, and he's in New York pushing a line. He does, you know, a lot of acting, and he does shows that promotes, you know, a lot of gentrification and other things. But they both from Frisco, but they out there in the East Coast rocking.
Can I say this too?
Sure.
Without this
Bye,
woman,
Paula. Nice meeting you.
I wouldn't be here, you know what I'm saying? She came out, put me down with UP, you know, brought me out here to meet Rudy, brought Joe out here too, you know, so like, so love right there.
That's love right there.
Pictures right there.
And in real life, she looks beautiful. You see the image in the picture, but when you see her in real life, woo, you be like Elvis. You be all shook up. It's my girl right here. Love you, baby. Yeah. And these are people, this is the evolution of United Playaz for the 23 years we've been in existence. So mind you, United Playaz started from gang violence. It started from gang violence out of here in California, in particular, man, the Bay Area and San Francisco. But 23 years later, our whole model is still banging, but we bang for change. Because we stakeholders now in the community that we used to destroy.
Who painted the artwork, by the way?
So thanks for asking the question. This art was done by a guy named Swirl Savante. He was one of the guys who was originally in United Playaz in 1994. And so he's an artist, a mural artist, so he painted all this. This is the evolution. This is my neighborhood right here. Right here. Candy Kip is a community center where I grew up when I was a kid. This is Balboa High School in San Francisco, where the original fight started with blacks and Filipinos. And then Latinos and Samoans got in it, and it brought everybody to the table that originated United Playaz. That's how the name came from. As you cross the bridge, this is San Quentin State Prison right here. A lot of people who's been in the organizations who's been locked up slid through there. I used to do shows in the yard in San Quentin, in the lower yard. And this right here is the back to the community. And then at the top, that's Gabriela Ceylon. You ever heard Gabriela Ceylon? So Gabriela Ceylon was a freedom fighter in the Philippines. She fought for the land and died for the land, for our people. And so she's a revolutionary. You know how you have certain people who acknowledge Martin Luther King, Cesar Chavez, Malcolm X. A lot of Filipinos are not put in the history books of America, but we acknowledge our people for doing a lot of things to contribute to the world as it changed. And so that's Gabriela Ceylon. Bad, she was bad in the motherfucker. She'd get a bowler and chop your head off. You know what I mean? That's Gandhi, that's woman man killer. She was the first Native American, right? You heard that? Yep, Gandhi. And then that's Ernesto Gutierrez, the first president of Mexico. You know what I mean? And these are a lot of people. This dude right here gave me the opportunity when I first came home in 1994. He gave me a job. And watch this, his name is Mauricio Vela. He gave me a job in a neighborhood that is in another neighborhood in San Francisco, Bernal Heights. He hired me as a gang prevention counselor. Fresh out, you know, I was banging. He gave me a chance because I was an ex-felon. 23 years later, may he rest in peace, 23 years later, I have my own center now in the neighborhood I grew up, doing the same thing. He taught me, a lot of mentors on there. Even Stanley Tookie Williams, the co-founder of the Crips, Big Took, Big Dog, you know, invested into the nurturing of all the evolution of what goes on when we save our kids in the community. You see? And trust me, it's not a perfect program. I'm gonna show you. That's Edwin right here. That's Uncle E right there. So watch this. So Uncle E is from this neighborhood. Been here many, many moons. They got pushed at their house because the rent went up. Gentrification, right? That guy on the wall showed you earlier on there, Bill Sorrell, which we got this building built and named after. He got to live in there. He's living in there now. And so that's how you stabilize a hood. You get people who are developers who are building your community to sit at the table with them. They help them invest in your community. Just don't let them get off the hook and be in there and do not kick in to the people who's been here. That's how you leverage the playing field in the 20th century. You know what I mean? And so, hey, this is Alexa right here.
Hello.
This is my homegirl. She's from the neighborhood, born and raised in the hood too.
Yes.
Who's from an organization that deals with a lot of fighting for the people in the community that's called SumCan. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm mic'd up.
Yes.
I'm mic'd up. These are my people from New York.
Hi, how are you?
They're out there from New York, you feel me? And so we pushing the line. It's what I was talking about, collaboration. These are partners of ours right here. And what better way to have somebody from the neighborhood who's a leader, who's young, that's vibrant, that pushes a line. You want to say anything? I'm mic'd up.
Hi, I'm Alexa Japiz. I'm the youth organizer at SomCan. We're here to fight for our community because we love our community.
Hey, and she got multiple talents. She's a singer. These are artists right here.
Oh, wow.
You want to hit him with something real quick?
No, I'm good.
Hit him with the 1, 2, 3.
I gotta go. I got a meeting.
This guy right here, this is Randy right here. He also works with the kids, and Randy also does the door. You want to share with him real briefly your history? So watch this. I'm mic'd up, so you got to speak into it.
Oh, okay. I got out yesterday, was 9 months. I got out after 31 years doing second-degree murder. 3 days out, I met this gentleman, and my life completely changed. You know, I live by a motto that if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Everything I had planned in prison, I still haven't done. But this gentleman here has taken me down a path I didn't even know existed, and I've got the best life I can even imagine right now. I used to be part of the problem. This man's helped me become part of the solution. So I love working with our kids and making a difference.
Thank you, Randy, for sharing. And don't give me the credit, give it to the real Mix Master Blaster.
Absolutely.
The one upstairs. I appreciate that, though.
Absolutely.
But yeah, this man right here, man, tremendously, man, makes an impact in the community. Feel me? That's Randy right there.
Snoop, Rudy with Snoop, legit.
Yeah, Snoop, man, he donates to the cause. He's a good friend of ours.
E40.
Yeah, 40 Water, he's a good friend of mine. He does shows for us.
40. You got some giant seats over there?
Yeah, those are the stadium seats when they knock down the stadium. a friend of mine ran the stadium, so he gave me some seats. These are the seats right here. That's the press box seats.
Yo, all right, that's your seat, Felix.
See what I'm saying? That's the press box.
Hello, Jay.
Signed by Ronnie Lott.
Oh.
Ronnie Lott. It kind of faded, but Ronnie been through it. Joe Montana. Joe Montana came through, Matt.
Here?
Yeah, Joe Montana slid through. Alden Smith was here like around a month ago. These are some of the people who was affiliated with the organization that passed away. One of the guys who just recently got murdered with around a month ago, we ain't put his picture up, but I'm probably sure it went nationwide, the UPS people who got murdered. The dude came and shot her. He was a United Player, one of them. His name was Mike Lafiti. This is the last dude who had got murdered in our neighborhood, which was, that was affiliated with us though, right? And his daughter was the one who was cooking the burritos, the little Filipino girl.
So I do gun buybacks. I want to show you about gun buybacks. The money that I generate from the gun buybacks comes from the medical marijuana stores in the community, businesses, and it also comes from people who donate, to the gun buyback. So anyway, we do the gun buyback. They'll pull up, they get with their guns. The SFPD will take the gun, we'll bag them up, destroy the guns, right? We destroy the guns. They look at the serial numbers. If it's stolen, they give them back to the owner. All the other guns, no questions asked. We destroy them. I take the wood. I get the wood, I send this wood to the prison. The guys in the prison make jewelry for me. See this? Not this part, just the wood part. And so what I do is I sell it. I generate revenue for our organization and also for the gun buybacks, for the future gun buybacks. So we invest in ourselves. It's like the triple bottom line. We get money from the community, we get the guns, we melt them down, we make money by selling them, and we give it back to the community. And so that's how we get out. We generate our own revenue. You feel me? So you don't have to depend on nobody when you got your hand and you begging for money. You know what I mean? It's called being self-sufficient.
You know what's funny?
That's how you get in. You be in a self-sufficient position where you generate your own dollars and your own money, and you invest it back into your community. Everybody eats.
I said I got dreams. Yeah. I said I got dreams. Yeah. I said I got dreams. Don't mean to sound cocky. Got big dreams. Can't nobody stop me. Got dreams. I said I got dreams. Yeah. I said I got dreams. Said I got dreams. Don't mean to sound cocky. Got big dreams.